We need to balance our budget. We need to live within our means. We need less federal government. We need less federal regulations.
I will promote and defend the principles of individual liberty, constitutional government, and sound fiscal policy. I will oppose all federal meddling in states' rights issues and will support the principles of self-government and local control.
As a Liberty Republican, we were against bailouts from the beginning.
I just want to emphasize that our country's borrowing and its entanglements with the World Bank and International Monetary Fund have put our democracy, liberty, and independence at risk.
I'm running as a Liberty Republican, and one of the things we stand for is that the Congress has abrogated its responsibility with the banking industry and allowed for the establishment of the Federal Reserve. Those powers need to go back to the Congressional branch of our government.
Priorities when I go to Washington would be to rescind the Patriot Act. There is no legal basis to have warrantless wiretapping in this country.
I would like to see the borders of America secured. And one way to do that without costing any money is to bring the troops back from Europe and put them on our borders and secure our borders.
Our home base is wide open, and if we think we're at risk for a terrorist attack, we need to wake up and secure our borders.
There's a Read the Bills Act that's
Yes.
been proposed in Congress, hasn't gone anywhere heretofore. Is that something you would support?
I would support no voting on any legislation unless we've read it and discussed it.
Today, we spend twice as much money, more than twice as much money as our tax revenue. We can never pay that debt back. We need to start saving money where we can. And the first priority would be to start pulling American entanglements back from the rest of the world. We are not winning the hearts and minds in Afghanistan or Iraq. We are paying 100,000 contractors in Iraq. That should be paid by the Iraqis or maybe the United Nations. It should not be the taxpayers of America's burden.
27 years experience in law enforcement, I have to say that I saw very few crimes that were the result of marijuana. Most of them would be cultivation issues in California because it's illegal. Yeah, I believe it's a states' rights issue.
What do you think the federal role should be?
The federal government just should not be involved. There's been a miserable failure. The drug enforcement policy of the federal government has spent billions of dollars, and we've accomplished very little.
The answer to our education problems are simple. They're found in the U.S. Constitution. The federal government needs to step out of the education system. It needs to give the money back to the states, back to the communities. Local involvement in education is much more creative, much more efficient. And I would propose to start dismantling the U.S. Department of Education, say 10% a year of the money go back to the states.
Congress needs to restore power to the states. They need to take our tax dollars back, and the state needs to be able to spend them where they want. If a state wants to develop nuclear power, that's fine. If a state wants to drill for oil, that should be fine too. The federal government needs to quit regulating power and energy development. But most important of all, we need the money and the power back at the state level.
As far as cap and trade goes, it does appear that the legislation is dying. It was not well thought out, and it doesn't make any sense for this country to unilaterally punish itself and close down our industries and have the few jobs we have left in manufacturing moved to foreign countries.
The President's press secretary today said that healthcare has doubled in cost in the last 9 years, and that's going to bring the country down. Well, you know, the price of gas has also doubled in the last 9 years. And the reason things are getting more expensive is because this dollar is becoming worthless because we don't produce anything in this country. We have a government that is telling us to consume instead of helping businesses become productive. It's not healthcare costs that's driving out businesses from California in this country. It's government regulation and too many taxes. Do you know that for every dollar California pays in federal tax, we get 80 cents back? Do you know that some states get $2 back for every dollar they pay? Our Congress has not been doing their job, and it's time that we send a person to the U.S. Congress to represent the people of California.
Citizens who are openly carrying their guns are doing so within statutes of the California Constitution and the U.S. Constitution. We need to stop investing money in foreign countries.
The role of the federal government is to protect Americans and to protect our liberties and to ensure our safety. We need a representative who will stand up for our liberties no matter what party is in power.
If somebody wants to support your campaign, what do they do?
Go on my website and they can contribute. On my website, they can also see my address where my campaign headquarters is in Dixon.
Tell us your
Sign
website.
up to volunteer.
GaryClift.com or CliftForCongress.com.
Yeah, or just Google my name, Gary Clift, and we'll come up. But
That's
it is
C-L-I-F-T.
C-L-I-F-T, yes.